guys, welcome to TOBI TV channel. How are they, guys? So in today's update, I'm going to update you on what's currently going on, how different countries are currently supporting the recognition of the United States of Biafra and more. All right, so this has really gone nationwide, and most of the presidents that has been tempting to recognize the United States of Biafra has been asking questions why Simon is still held back from having to attend to the people, and also saying that they are seeing everything that is happening within the Nigeria as a country. All right, so that is a plus and advantage for the people of Biafra. But I'm going to show you guys a very particular video update that will inspire you and give you, that will boost up your hope on how things are going currently with the United States of Biafra and the government. All right, so let's go straight into this particular video. And please don't forget to please like, share. If you love the video, please subscribe and then turn on the post notification bell. Now see the update.
A lot of people are also saying pressure coming from other Western powers, Putin, Donald Trump, and all of that. The reason why Finland government suspended the trial begs, of course, Biafrans, and they are ready to give Ekpa, one of the greatest team in support of Biafra.
All right, thank you for having me. I think it is a global recognition that the Nigerian state or government is lacking of what we call integrity. When the Nigerian government tell you that this is what has happened, I believe you need to verify not twice, but I think 4 times. Let me tell you one of the lies of the federal government. Remember when Lagbaja, the chief of army staff, died? The federal government actually lied that the chief of army staff was never dead. You know who broke that news? It was Ekpa. It was Ekpa that said that he can provide materials that this man is indeed gone. He died, I think, in an international hospital. And 3 days later, the Nigerian government has accepted that after Ekpa has exposed their lies. Today, with the emergence of Donald Trump, who in the recent time has been engaging the Finnish president, who is Alexander Stubb. I mean, they just had a meeting, I think about 72 hours ago. And I'm not surprised that now Finland has put a stop to that, because for me, it's just a show of lies by the Nigerian government. Because don't forget, the Nigerian government also told us that since last year, that they have materials that they will forward. So in more than 4 months, Nigeria has not been able to convince the Finnish government that whether Ekpa is a criminal or not. They don't have any say, they do not have any facts. All they do is blackmail. Is that not what they did to Ojukwu in 1966 to 1970? How they blackmailed him? How they took him to Aburi Accord? They blackmailed him, saying that he is a what? He's a genocidal human being. I mean, was that not what they made him? Today, they do not. The Nigerian government, the Nigerian state, does not want to see Ojukwu as an hero. They call him a villain. They call him someone who pushed his people into a massacre. The same thing they want to do for Ekpa. But not everybody has a soft head. Some people indeed have a coconut head. And I must agree, Ekpa is one of those people that his head. There's an adage they say that a head that break a coconut, not a drinker. People like say, Ekpa head wants to drink this coconut water. Because everything seems to be falling in pleasant places for this very young man. A very vibrant young man in his mid-30s, going to his 40s. He has been able to demystify all the lies that the Nigerian was founded upon. The lies of one Nigeria, the lies of a country that is united in peace and justice, which is all lies. Donald Trump has been following the Nigerian news, the Nigerian politics. You can see how the Igbos have been intentionally marginalized, which of course are the outcry of this freedom fighter, Simon Ekpa, Mazinam Kanu, because that is who they are. These are men who are simply fighting to liberate their people. They are not seeking to destroy the country. No, let us leave. Let us extract or eject ourselves from this conundrum, a system that has been designed never to work. Nigeria will not work for as long as we practice this kind of unitary system. When Nigeria had its greatest success was when everybody was on their own. My Okpara was dealing with the old Eastern business. You know, we didn't have this issue of incursions by the Fulanese, whereby they were now converting on the oil and gas in Imo, Owerri, Abia. So these are the things. Simon Ekpa's case has exposed the many lies that has been told to the international bodies. Simon Ekpa's men challenged Christopher Musa, let us meet at the international court. I don't know, maybe you have seen him there, but I know his shadow has not stepped foot into the court because he knows he dare not. Ever since Simon Ekpa's issue has gotten this global recognition with the emergence of Donald Trump, have you forgotten that Christopher Musa was disgraced? Canada told him, where you, what are you coming here to? You people that have no respect for human rights, no regard for human rights. You know, Christopher Musa wanted to attend an event where people are being celebrated for their show of heroism. They told Christopher Musa, you are not welcomed. I mean, we saw all of it. New Rubadi said, to hell with Canada, to hell with a people that can literally deal with Nigeria within a twinkle of an eye. Then you're telling them to hell. You see, the likes of Alexander Storm are people that have what we call sense of reasoning. I must commend him. Initially, you know, all of us were sort of, what is going on? Why is Alexander Storm now compromising? Because as far as we're concerned, Simon Ekpa is a citizen. He's also a politician. He's a prominent personnel in Finland. He's not just an ordinary Finnish citizen. He is married to a Finnish lady. He has served in their military. He got to an high rank. He is also into their politics. So he is not just a pushover. A person who is a lawyer by profession in Finland, Simon Ekpa, would not just set himself up for such a cause if he has no evidence to back himself up that he is not into criminalities. His arrest, wherein there were so many allegations that it was even the Nigerian government when they were raising funds, okay? When they were raising funds, that some Nigerian government at the subnational level pushed illegal money into the Biafran account. And that led to the red flagging of that account. And they called him for what? For interrogation. I haven't gone through the interrogation. Then immediately the Nigerian government wanted to see this opportunity. He's a terrorist. They asked them, how has this man terrorized you? When Nigerian government wants to provide one, the Biafran government in exile has provided 1,000 evidence that now Nigeria, they even terrorize us. Just some days ago, another one happened in Ehamufu. Fulani herders went there. They have done this thing, they did it in 2 occasions within a period of 1 month. February 18, they attacked that same village in Ebonyi that borders with Enugu. Again, in March ending, they went again to attack. And these are evidence that the Biafran Republic government in exile will show to the Finnish government. The Finnish government they've had so many evidences. You know how they bombarded Alexander Stubb emails when this scenario of Simona initially started? Because then the Biafran government, the chief of staff or Abuese, they were compiling
Jubilation among Biafrans all over the world. They are celebrating the Finnish government latest. And Simona, from his hideout, according to a report, has accepted the plea or the apology in that regard.
Well, if the Finnish government apologized to Simon Ekpa, I don't think it is enough. I think there should be a financial incentive for him because there is no justice when the right or the appropriate compensation is not given. I think the Finnish government made a mistake to ever think that they can trust or accept an iota of stories from the Nigerian government. I can go on and on and on to prove how deceptive the Nigerian government can be. So we must call things as they are. I might be living in Nigeria, but I know that there was a time they told us that this is what they are doing. And we found out that it was the opposite. And then these lies has now quadrupled under this administration of the APC, unfortunately. So you see, Finnish government, yes, Simon Ekpa has forgiven you, but I urge you to do the same. Compensate him.
Where did this pressure actually come from? Is it coming from Western world?
It is coming from it is coming from from what we call the body of truth. And we call it a body that seeks for the emancipations of the truth sayers, of the crusaders, and the children of light. That is Donald Trump. Let me tell you, Donald Trump has vowed that under his watch, Christians or Christian nations or Jews who represent the light, who accept or agree what we call human freedom, not human enslavement, that he will not allow it in any way to thrive. You know, the people that were so joyous when Simon started having these issues were the Fulani people. They were jubilating. They were rejoicing in the north that, this guy who used to be our nemesis. You can see ever since Simon has been silent, there have been some series of attacks in Enugu, in Ebonyi. So now they are shivering in their spine that, indeed, Finnish government have caught up with us that we lied. And this man who is a thorn in our flesh will come back. All of a sudden, you will see that in a couple of days, those Fulani people will be pushed back into their shells. Because they say that it is only a lion that faces his battle without a show of fear. And these are the people who represent the Igbos or the Biafrans, shall I say. The Simon Ekpa, the likes of the Mazinam, the Kanu. I mean, look at what is going on everywhere now. Look at what happened in Edo State. There is a prophecy that was said by Mazinam the Kanu as at 2018 or thereabout, or 2019, 2020, where he said that this issue, this conundrum, is not just about ethnicity. It is simply about conquest. And he labeled it correctly that it is a Fulani conquest. Otherwise, why will a governor who has always had his people killed for a period of 1 year, 2 years by these same Fulani marauders? So now, because his own people who feel that they have been abandoned and decided to take justice into their hands, and they call it good justice. Okay, when the government fails, what do you think is going to thrive? Anarchy will thrive. If the government was up and doing, there wouldn't be anything called jungle justice. If the government of Nigeria was a fair and just one, we would not be talking about a Simona Ekpa. Because a Simona Ekpa of himself was once a believer of the Nigerian state. He wasn't just a believer, he was a professional athlete that won gold. But when he got to a point, when he was about to go for an international event, you know what they did? They shortchanged Simona Ekpa. They brought a northerner who didn't have the competence, who didn't have the capacity of Simona Ekpa. They pushed Simona Ekpa down and they took that person. And that person went to that international stage and he embarrassed the Nigerian country. That was the very day Simona Ekpa had a change of turnaround. That is what Nigeria has been built on. They use those who are competent as a stepping stone to put in these Fulanese. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always been right when he said Nigeria is a project that the Fulanese want to conquer. It might